Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the PSSL monthly members meeting for the month of May 2021. We're actually meeting after 2 months because we skipped April meeting because it was the out of the weekend. Let's look at the agenda first. We'll go through the activity update and hold on, let me just accept this meeting. Then interest group updates, and then we'll come to the monthly presentation followed by the open forum. We have to inform you that PSSL office premises, we have to keep it closed due to the resurgence of COVID-19. The office will be closed until further notice, and if you have any inquiries, you can contact Ruvini on the mobile number given or through the email address. And just a kind reminder about the payment of your membership for the year 2021. If you still haven't done so, please contact Ruvini and pay your membership. The annual membership fee is 1,500 rupees and 500 rupees for the membership card. And for the past 2-3 months, we have been advertising about the PSSL Life membership. Life membership is available under 3 categories mentioned here. So if you are eligible to
can you also sit down and look, because we are not going to be there all the time.
If you are eligible to apply for PSSL Life membership under any of these categories, you can also contact Ruvini and get further details. And there'll be a one-time payment of 15,000 rupees to apply for the membership. Right, then we come to the PSSL activity update. Actually, there weren't many activities during the past 2 months due to the resurgence, though PSSL and the interest groups had planned several activities. We sort of had to postpone the activities, and we will come back to you with the new dates for those activities once the situation is settled. So capture this 2021 is in progress, and the current theme for the month of June is rainy day expressions, and the deadline for you to submit your entries would be 31st May at midnight, and you can get further details by getting onto our website pssl.lk. And the open judging sessions for the month of May will be held as usual on the 3rd and 4th Tuesdays of the month. Assignment, open color, open mono, and travel sections will be judged next Tuesday, the 18th at 6:30 p.m. and followed by wildlife on the 4th Tuesday, the 25th at 6:30. Both sessions will be held via Zoom, and we will share the link with you closer to the date. And we have been advertising about the PSSL blog as well for the past few months. And if you like to write to the PSSL blog, you can write your articles, share your ideas and opinions related to photography, of course. Send in your write-ups to blog@pssl.lk, which we will be putting up on the website. And whatever is available at the moment, you can go through by logging on to pssl.lk/blog. And you can share your images as well. And if you have missed any of our online sessions, and if you would like to go through the sessions, log on to, head on to our YouTube channel, Photographic Society of Sri Lanka video channel, and you can go through our past sessions, online sessions. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe. Right, then we come to PSSL interest groups. PSSL Wildlife Group organized a lovely exhibition which was opened on the 27th of March. And unfortunately, soon after the exhibition was opened, we had to sort of shut down the office due to the current situation. Anyways, we hope you will be able to in case you have not attended the exhibition, we hope you will be able to do so once the situation is eased and once the office is open. So we have a few images from the opening ceremony held on the 27th of March. These are few images from the opening ceremony, and these are some thumbnails of about a few images of 65 images which are being exhibited. Right. Then PSSI Street and Travel Group had their monthly meeting on the 30th of April. This was the monthly meeting for the month of April, and a presentation by award-winning Indian photographer Mr. Subrata Baisak was held on a journey to travel and street photography. This was held on the 30th of April. And the next monthly meeting of Street and Travel Group will be held on the 28th of May. And we will share further details with you in due course. Then we come to the creative group. Creative group had a very creative open forum last Thursday. This was conducted by award-winning photographer Mahinda Jivananda. This was actually held as a session where members of creative group, this was exclusively held for creative group members, where the members were asked to send in 5 images describing themselves using one word and a photograph, and where Mahinda sort of explained the photographs, which was a unique session. That was held last week, and that's it about the with the interest group update. And now then we come to the monthly presentation. This month we have invited Dilan Wickremeratne. He's a active member of PSSL mobile photography group. Dilan has been away from Sri Lanka for some time, and we all know he was stuck in a ship. So he has reached Sri Lanka, and this presentation is all about his mobile photographs. So without further ado, we'll open the floor to Dilan. Over to you, Dilan.
Hello everyone. I'm happy to be here and show my photographs. Basically, I started mobile photographs in 2019, and I have initially just started by just taking snaps. Then I decided to sort of use the knowledge that I have with digital photography and before that film, to use the same rules and try to take pictures with the mobile phone, and then subsequently went on to using on-phone apps to enhance the photographs and create pictures. So these are not sort of complete and professional, because in no way that mobile phones can yet compete with the professional camera or even office level camera. But just efforts where I saw something nice and I managed to capture it as it is, and then maybe adjust it on phone using mobile applications itself. So there's still some, a lot of work in case to improve and all on the photographs, but just a selection of photographs, more on the seascape, because I was on a ship. But then since I came, I've done some scenery and some cityscape, some things like that back in Sri Lanka as well. So I will start in the form of a slideshow. Anytime that anyone wants to find out anything or anything, while it's going, I will make some comments about the locations. With regard to settings on the phone, I'm just using whatever that the phone is giving at that moment, even though there are some settings that you can use, and adjusting with applications later on, colors and things like that, filters. So I think I will start section by section. Anyone wants to ask any questions, we can stop it at that time, and I can discuss whatever it is. So,
Dilan, what are the applications you use?
mainly Snapseed.
Right.
Also on the Samsung phone, there is a application that comes. I think it's called Gallery.
All right.
So that also.
Thanks.
So these pictures are from Mount Lavinia Beach. This one is actually from my quarantine hotel, Oso Hotel, Vellavatta. The slight tint is because the glasses were tinted. This is also from that Oso Hotel. This particular cloud forms almost every morning.
Wow, really fabulous.
So that flew up while I was taking the photograph.
What is that? Is it
That's
a
beautiful.
It's a crow that flew up to the glass when I was taking the picture.
That is from your hotel?
From the hotel window. Can't open it, but
Oh my God, that's really gorgeous.
It's like a nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
this forms almost on all clear days.
Whew. Wow.
This is also same view from the hotel evening.
That's why he was in quarantine.
This is our Mount Lavinia beach. These are all snapshots on the beach. You can see some interesting posters. This I am not sure what it is. Maybe it's Neptune's trident. All the deities for the fishermen before they leave.
Oh,
So all those statues are inside this small building that you see.
where about Mount is this?
This is in between, say, Mount Lavinia and Dehiwala, not the hotel itself, from St. Thomas's College and Dehiwala, about halfway. Yeah, we come down Siripa Road.
All right. Right.
There's a guy who was meditating at that place.
Dilan, how long will you be in Sri Lanka?
I don't have sort of a fixed plan. When I am ready to go, I will go. Maybe
You
at
mean
least
roughly about how long?
3 or 4 months at least.
3 or 4 months. Fine. I'm going to invite you to present to my students.
At about 7:30, if you go, you get this fishing boats have come in, and then you can go and buy the fish of the boats. As long as you have an idea about what fish weigh, because they don't have scales. These about 1,200 rupees worth of fish. He is again actually from the Ozo Hotel, the train. This is the first photograph. I will change to another folder.
Acha.
This is, yes, I was trying to make it in a sort of a different way. Frame this with some trees and branches. It's coming round the other way. These photos are mainly around the bay area. You go early morning, you get different colors. These are of course enhanced to different usages of that. The same photograph more or less.
Where's that, Dilan?
This is the Sampath Bank in front of Navaloka Hospital. There are glass facade and reflections. These are around the old parliament.
Something I really love is how you get the perspective in your photographs.
Basically, I am using rule of thirds kind of thing. And I try to get something like, say, the bridge leading towards a focal point. So that kind of thing by practice.
Where is this, Dilan? Where is this?
This is from the old parliament. If you walk towards the Shangri-La and those things. This is the bridge that is there on the Beira Lake.
Right, right.
This view is actually from the Navaloka hospital itself, from the car park. This is again from the Navaloka hospital. This area is still one of the days will be high-rise buildings, and at the moment it is in the pristine original state. So I think we can to the end of that. These are some studies of flowers that is actually a flower arrangement at a wedding. So actually, even in a place like wedding, you can at a beach, don't have anything, take a photograph with a mobile. These are close-ups of flowers I have taken, and just a very ordinary pose close-up. This is an apple. It's a rotten leaf, another of the same. These are actually from my
Is
garden.
that another?
Hello. Yes.
These are from a place where they were selling flowers near the lake area. This is actually a tree which has various vines going until like this. I think they call Pohila, Valley Pohila is going up this. And this is called a candle tree. You get flowers on the trunk and long pods. They are pods like candles. At the moment, no candles, but I like the textures, black and white. Again, flower, I don't know the name. This was back with the sun. With another flowers from a pot. The leaves are. These actually the fruit in a sort of a wet area under my fish tank. It was contrasting well, and there seemed to be a pattern. These actually, I think, enlarged too much. It's lost some of the detail. Sort of a flowering bud, the leaves. flowers. This is actually near the Bay Area. This is a tree that we used to see when we were small, but not much now. This is a jam fruit tree. We call it jam fruit, small round fruits. It's early morning after the rain. The various emporium. These are the section from a Canadian leaf, something like a batik. These are roads where we done some work. This is something we find again at the channel.
Ada Dilan ada pintu ya.
These pictures are taken last morning.
Ya awal tu pasti semua. Itu mah apa itu kan?
These are some landscapes I took 2009, in late 2019. Vilpattu. These are all in these are all from a moving vehicle. This is a recent photo. Recent photo is from Arcadia. This area is supposed to be some kind of bird sanctuary. This is on the Arcadia Lake itself. This is near Parliament. This was taken at the theatre unit. Also, these are all here to These are pictures which I have taken while I was working during my last contract period. Is actually the ship I was working. It was in the shipyard for repairs. After all the work is done. This picture is actually through my porthole, the window. The sort of effect you get is because it was raining and it sort of came out like a watercolor kind of effect. This is a picture I took in Indonesia, the port area. And the sort of very pastel shades, this kind of thing like a painting effect. This is passing Singapore during and rain and rough weather. This is evening in Malaysia. This is actually in the morning. Sunrise also in Malaysia. Probably in a place where we are waiting to go into a harbor. This is actually taken at night. This is the moon, and the clouds are quite different, but there's a sort of unusual feeling about it. Again in Malaysia, Which is also the Malaysian harbor. Cloud formation was very interesting. It's more like an abstract image. This is also somewhere near Singapore refinery. This picture actually I posted earlier, and using the smartphone wide angle, now they have extreme wide angle. The verticals and the edges of the frame tend to converge, and the applications have, somebody commented and said it would look better if they were straightened out, and I used the application itself and straightened out the converging verticals.
What's the camera you're using, Dilan?
Now I have a Samsung Galaxy S10.
S10, right. Super shots.
It's a good phone for this thing. Wildlife is a limitation. Other than that, for big photography, this is actually what do you call it? The entrance to a tunnel in China. So this is where the thing goes underwater. There's actually miles and miles of road coming up to this like a bridge. Then it goes and surfaces on the other side. So we're also at an anchorage. I took this because the gantry crane seemed to be sort of in a design. They were at a distance, it's not that sharp. This is outside Singapore. This is actually Hong Kong. Is also coming into the Hong Kong harbor. This picture is in China. The harbors are all sort of like our port cities built into the sea and things like that. They make these things so that they can expand the harbor. They already put the things so that they can expand at any time they want. See the same one from a distance. You can see the construction that is going on. Those at the distance, it's a new bridge is being built. It's, I think, Indonesia. This one I am not sure right, but I think again Indonesia. Wildlife is very difficult. I was determined to try to take this and manage to get this, but it is not, as sharp as I would like it to be. This is actually my ship when I was leaving in Hong Kong after about more than a year on board. This picture was taken some time ago with an older model phone, the J7 in Houston. This is in Colombia. Again, a wide angle of the same city. He's leaving that city, Cartagena, in Colombia. This is some kind of a mill as far as I can see. I took it because of the reflections. It is in Puerto Rico, San Juan. It is the same scenery, but with the sun coming in rays. Again, this is, I think, in Jamaica with the reflection of the gantries. This looks like San Juan, Puerto Rico in the morning. It is in Panama City. I took it because of this interesting wave pattern wave made by that boat. This is early morning in Haiti. We're also in Haiti. But you see on the mountain, the spots are all thousands and thousands of houses. This is New Orleans. The same on the way, various bridges and things. With the interesting reflections, and these also some old, almost maybe a sugar factory or something like that in New Orleans. The same bridges by day. These are ships waiting to go in Panama. These again in the morning in Haiti. Hong Kong. These early morning in the shipyard in China. Because of the color, the sky color, the reflections, and the abstract effect of the frames. These again using the silhouette. This is a picture I took on the way back from the plane. It's also from the plane. You can see a resort. This is actually stopped in Singapore. But I have changed the colors and things like that. Is more sort of like street photograph, like things like that. People working on the ship, people having various parties. These are the late in the party, and then this is actually at one of our PSSL street photography group outings.
Dilan, is this Singapore?
No, this is Wickremeratne.
Okay.
This is the station one, you know, no last train has gone sort of thing. The steps coming down on the other side. You can see the shadows of the street photography group, or the travel street and travel photography group taking this place.
This is from the night excursion we had.
Night excursion.
Right.
This is the mosque in Wickremeratne. Probably I should have erased that in signboard. this house still remains in between some, I think somewhere near that Ranjana's that place, an old house, the interesting lamp post. The man taking the garland. Is actually some, I mean, a photograph is difficult to take, but this was at the Bay Area. This is actually a resident painted stock. The fellow is there almost 24 hours, and okay, morning I have taken the fellow at night also. Almost guaranteed that the fellow is there. So I took it because of the reflection of the building was also there. Same sort of building, they use different processes. This was these two are during my quarantine period. This was until insect that was on the glass. This is at home. This is ordinary spider hanging by the bed. He is one of my pets. These are not pets, but they seem to form an interesting pattern. And they are attacking the black can. Is my pets again. Yes, I think that's about what I have for you. Thank you for watching. Any questions that you have, which I may be able to answer.
Beautiful shots, Dilan.
Thank you.
Amazing, amazing.
Do you use any external lenses with your mobile phone?
No, no,
No.
just use phone.
Just
Most
the
of these
phone.
photographs, I have the DSLR in my other hand, so I take.
No, now there are lenses that you can attach with your mobile as well, mobile phone as well.
Yes, yes.
So I thought that for your some of the flowers that you have taken, I thought that you have used macro lens
No, no, I haven't.
close-ups.
You can get much fairly close macros sharp if the lighting is correct.
Okay.
The standard thing. So if I want to go to that kind of thing, I prefer to use the DSLR.
Okay.
Dilan, very nice photographs you lie here. So I really like your creative efforts in terms of the colorations and accentuating. So my question to you is, how do you decide? I guess that once you get the photograph from the ship, I think one of the things that you have is the sky and the skylines, and then you combine them very nicely. What went through your mind how to actually get that accentuate and what kind of creative things that were going through your mind when you got those photographs or get to the end?
Actually, when I take the photograph, I see something that I like, and being at sea, sometimes there is quite a lot of drama in the sky, colors, pattern, various things. But then, so once I take the photograph, and more or less, if I take a series of photographs, I can't wait very long. Within half an hour, I will. What I do is I go to my app and I experiment one by one. I try various filters, various effects, light, saturation, contrast, and there are some good preset filters. And sometimes I might use even up to 20 different settings. And as soon as if I don't like it, I just put across, and then I try something else until some picture comes that I'm happy with. And it doesn't take very long to do that.
So I guess you could actually also stack some of those filters one on top of the other.
Yes, definitely. I stack sometimes. I might be using, as I said, up to sometimes 20. I have seen.
Wow. No, the results are fantastic.
That Snapseed is very good. Even what comes with the camera is quite good. They keep upgrading the things for gallery. But Snapseed is very easy to use. And sometimes when you take the sky, even here, it's just a bright sky or odd wisp of cloud here and there. But if you reduce the light of the exposure, do things like that, you suddenly find that there are actually clouds which you can't see. And they come out when you make your adjustments on your Snapseed.
True.
So it looks as if there's nothing. Suddenly you find that there's been clouds and various things which you won't see because of various things, but the software can enhance those things.
Correct. Yeah. So how much control do you actually have on the camera itself on the mobile? Do you have some control on the exposure and?
I think on these cameras you can go up to ±2 on my phone. Maybe the newer ones will have more latitude than that. But then you have settings for night, for this, that, and the other, and the camera itself. If you let it do its own thing, the phone camera, it's programmed with like they've taken so many thousands of shots, and there are in phone adjustments that it makes when you take the photograph anyway.
Okay.
And you can sort of on the S10 on the side, you get a small icon which shows that it is doing things. So if you want it to just take the photograph as it is, you press that and cancel. Or otherwise, say sunset, it will be almost red. If it is a little orange, it will be red. And it might look over red. So you may need to just cancel that, or you take it as it is and reduce the red tone saturation.
Okay.
In your processing.
Thanks.
Marcel wants to know why you don't try your hand with a DSLR or a mirrorless.
I have a DSLR and I do take photographs, and I post some of them, but there wasn't very much response, so I'm not. There are few groups which are active. The mobile group is active. People look at the pictures and comment and advise. And there is another group which, as of late, have they request for information on the photograph and they give comments on how to improve and this thing. Other groups don't seem to, they view the photograph but they don't make a comment as such. But like thousands and thousands of digital photographs which I take, I do post to gallery. Like Marshall is one of the few people who have looked at them. Because if the DSLR pictures are much better quality, you can enlarge them, all that. I prefer normally, if I have time to take it with the DSLR, but I have this in my hand and I can do this faster and for social media, this and that, this is much easier to use. But more or less all the photographs I have taken here, I have taken the DSLR with me, and I got those pictures as well.
So for the DSLR also, you use Snapseed or you use Photoshop?
If I, as of late, I have no use Photoshop. As of late, if I want to put something on social media, I put it onto my phone and use Snapseed. That is as of very late. But before that, I was using only Picture Manager in Windows, and then I have my computer has something which is a bit better than Picture Manager, where I can do basic corrections. So those are the two things I am still not good in Photoshop.
Okay.
So as of late, just because I want to put something fast onto the social media or something, I use Snapseed. I put it on the phone and do it. Otherwise, before that, and especially if I'm on the ship, I do it only from the phone. But when I'm a show like this and I have better internet and all that, I can use Facebook and use the photo developing and do it.
Okay.
Anyone else? If there are no other questions, maybe we can call it a day.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dilan. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Dilan.
Dilan.
Thanks,
Thank you
Dilan.
for.
Thank you.
And thank you again, Dilan, for a lovely presentation. So our next session will be next Tuesday, open judging session for the capture this month of May. We'll share the link and other details in a few days. And until we see you again, stay safe and have a good night.
Good night.
Night.